What is going on? It is Saturday night, and it is a special edition of the Kicking Out podcast. My co-host for the evening, Austin Shepard. Good evening, Shep.
What's going on this lovely Saturday night special edition of KOP? Because it's
I know it is very special. I'm doing something tonight that I've never done before on a single episode of this podcast. So there's that. So before we dive too far into our rabbit holes, because I mean it's going to be rabbit hole 101 tonight. We both know it, Shep. But the first question, hey Shep, what are we drinking?
We got a special one tonight. So
All right.
I got a little sniffer of tequila. It's actually, everybody's like, wow, you drank tequila on this show before. No big deal, right? But I didn't have any Jameson, and I love picklebacks, where you take a shot of Jameson and you shoot it with pickle juice. I think you know where I'm going with this. So I looked. The next closest thing is tequila. They let you do picklebacks with tequila. I said, well, guess what? I got tequila, and boy, do I got some pickle juice. So I think I reviewed them once before, but we got some different ones. We have the Kalen and Kalen pickles, the MGF Spicy Devils. That's right, the garlic spears. All right, MGF on there. These are stupid good. Look at all that flavor in the bottom of that stuff there.
Yeah.
So not only are we going to, I don't go fucking pickle. Hey, dipshit.
Right off the bat, we're explicit. Thanks, Shep.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But, media guys in the crowd, hey, dipshit, you want a pickle? Hey, you dipshit, come out. All right, let me just pickle real quick.
Uh-huh.
So what
do we give the pickle out of 10?
So the original dills that MJF had in the press conference, I had those with Tanner. I think that was one of the ones you missed.
Yeah.
And I gave it like a 9 out of 10. They were really good. The classic dill pickle. These things, like if I ever order again, which I tried to order on the last drop, and I was in queue for like 15 minutes and they sold out in 14 minutes. I would just order these. These are absolutely ridiculously good. They're not too spicy. Just like literally the greatest pickle ever.
All right.
Don't need to put it in a sandwich. Don't need to mix it with anything. Just literally need to eat these. The honey mustard ones are really good too. I ate those really quick. Those are better on a sandwich. So tonight, there we go, pickle seeds. So tonight, tequila, pickleback. So cheers to Tanner on his bachelor party this weekend, just to let you know.
Yeah.
That's why Tanner mailed his picks in. We're going to screw him up and take the title away from him. But
yes,
cheers to Tanner on his bachelor party this weekend. Hopefully you don't do anything that Paul and I would do. So, that way you're safe. Yeah. And we're going to do a shot for Tanner and have a little pickleback. So cheers. Here we go. Oh, God, so good. Man. Like, seriously, I am going to save every jar of pickle juice from this thing because I think it'll make the best Bloody Marys ever.
All right.
So, there we go. Shot of tequila. Start the show. Tanner's on his bachelor party.
Yeah.
We won't say what I texted him earlier, which I thought was kind of
funny. He responded faster than I could. I had a response to that. Only the finest of the finest.
I mean, he didn't really acknowledge it, which I didn't think he would.
No.
Which was good because you don't need to give me any more motivation than I already have.
Who's going to be making the speech first at his wedding, you or me?
Well, probably you. I think it's you.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
You've known him longer, so there's that.
That's true. And I actually worked with Tanner for a while too, so
Yeah, I just have to work with him Wednesday nights and Fridays.
that's true. I had to work with him for like 8 months. It was all right though.
As long
I
as he
think
behaved himself.
I think I corrupted him a couple times, so that's a whole nother issue.
Oh, only a couple times. Well, that's a plus.
No worries.
So, yeah, I said I'm doing something special tonight. My internet cut out for a minute, Shep, so I'm just gonna repeat myself in case you already said it. I'm having a Jack and Coke tonight.
Yeah, good for you. Saturday night.
Only, it's a little more Jack than Coke, I think.
Well, you know, if you mix a drink where you can't taste the spirit, then
Yes.
you mixed it wrong, in my opinion. I'm sure
Oh, yeah.
we can get some debating going on there, but look, there's a reason it tastes the way it tastes. So you just,
I mean, there's like a quarter cup and then probably an eighth cup of Jack in this
yeah.
12, 18 ounce cup.
I mean, it's Saturday night, so I'm a 75-25 guy. If it's Wednesday night, you know, we take it easy. I'm a 50-50 guy. If it's Monday night, depending on how the week went, or I'm sorry, how the weekend went and how the week's going to shape up, I could be an 80-20 guy. Just depends.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
I'm not sure if Shep lost me or if I lost Shep.
Well, I can still see you there, Mr. Paul.
All right. We're both back now?
We're back. Back, baby.
Maybe I'm back. I don't know. My internet's been acting up a lot here lately, and it's really starting to make me mad.
So
yeah, I ended up having to switch to my mobile hotspot Wednesday night.
You know, if I had to switch to my mobile hotspot, I don't know if that might piss my wife off a little bit. But hey, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You got me, Paul?
All right.
You got me?
I got you.
All right.
I said screw it and switch to my mobile hotspot real quick.
There you go. Wow, you got and you got clear. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I think I need to go buy a booster.
Well, you know, boosters are nice. What about that crowd tonight?
They were hot.
That was the best part of the show.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it didn't matter what happened. They were reacting, and it was great.
Yeah. Love Toronto. I think they obviously a really rich history town of professional wrestling, and I thought they were awesome tonight. So hats off to the Toronto crowd. And maybe that'll just help us bump back up in Canada a little bit. Yeah, we fell back a little bit.
Yeah.
But, hey, we still like our Canadian brothers and sisters.
Yes,
and
we do.
Still drink Labatt Blue anytime we can.
Right, yes. Oh, you do. I don't drink very often, but you know.
I drink on Wednesday nights only.
No.
And maybe Saturdays.
And maybe Mondays and Tuesdays.
It depends. It's just I'm a situational drinker. So
it depends if the date is and why or not.
Yeah, I mean, I have a golf tournament in the morning, so
yeah.
I'm not real big on the whole competitive thing anymore because I'm old. But so instead of playing bad and getting mad and being sober, I tend to just drink and not give a shit, and I play better. So
there we go.
There we go. Let's talk about Collision.
All right, so Tony Schiavone is in the ring and he's ready to introduce Sting and Darby so we can learn the identity of their partner for
It's
the six-man match against Les Suzuki Gods.
I love it.
Leave it to Jericho to come up with a new name for everything. Judas hits. The fans, of course, are singing along. Jericho quickly points out he's from Winnipeg, you idiots. All right, well, leave it to Jericho. They talk about the fact that Sammy Guevara is not there, and they threaten Shivani. And about the time they do that, Sting's music hits. Sting and Allen hit the ring, tell Jericho that their partner is someone who has beaten Jericho before. A lot of people have, didn't really narrow down the list a little bit. And then Darby says 2 words, Tokyo Dome. We find out who his partner is. And Shep, who's his partner?
Naito.
See, I was going to let you pronounce it because I knew if I did, I'd screw it up.
I think I did pretty good, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
His first name.
Neither am I. When we're making our predictions, there's a lot of first and last names, and I'm probably going to mention just a lot of last names.
Yeah, no. I think going into this, we talked about it Wednesday. He was a definite possibility, but a lot of people thought he was injured. Or he's just coming off of a injury. So, huge pop when his music hit.
Huge pop.
And took his sweet time to get down to the ring, took his sweet time to get into the ring, took his sweet time to get in Jericho's face. And the whole time, Jericho's face was, oh, crap, right?
Yeah.
So he played it off well. And even Suzuki is stone-faced the whole time. He even had a little reaction, which I thought was great. I love Suzuki. He's one of my favorites.
Oh,
yeah. So, yeah, I have a feeling this will be a really, really great match, even though on paper, with a 62-year-old Sting, a 50-some-year-old Minoru Suzuki, he can still go, a 50-some-year-old Jericho, and then you got a young Darby Allin, a young Sammy, and now Naito in there, which I'm guessing Naito's probably closer to 40.
Yeah. He had a little gray in the hair tonight.
Yeah, but I think the way Jericho's smart enough, Sting's smart enough, they'll put on a match. I'm guessing this match is going to get somewhere around 10 to 15 minutes.
Yep.
They're all going to get their stuff in, and then they're going to go home, and then I'll tell you who wins later. But
so will I.
I liked it. I liked the opening segment of the show. It was good. It was short, sweet, and the crowd popped. So, hats off to the start of the show.
Speaking of crowd popping, we get a vignette or video package, whatever you want to call it, Mirror of Miro, reminding viewers of his character and his vendetta. He says he has forsaken his worldly possessions, including my beautiful wife, and calls himself godless.
Wasn't bad.
Heel turn Miro?
Not yet.
Not yet? All right. Let me ask you this.
How could you say this? How could you say heel turn when we haven't seen him for 6 months?
Well, okay.
So how do we know he's coming out as a heel or a face? We haven't seen him for 6 months.
We saw him last week.
You know what I mean?
And the crowd popped and they loved him and he won. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you this, Shep. Who's going to turn heel first, Miro or Punk?
Well, after tonight, which obviously we're going to get into the main event, and I know it's a Toronto crowd, I don't think he's going to continue to get those receptions, but if you base it off tonight, you can almost say Punk, but because I think tonight he could, with that crowd, let's just, and hypothetical, right? If he
Mm-hmm.
would have turned on FTR tonight, or even Ricky Starks, sorry, Starks. If he would have
Close
turned on them,
enough.
that place would have went nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Because the crowd was already, I would say the crowd was already 70 against him, 30 with him.
Yep.
It struggled. The CM Punk chant struggled tonight. The
Yes, it
boos,
did.
the middle fingers were a lot. So if for some reason he would have flipped tonight, that place would have went nuts on him.
Mm-hmm.
And if that continues, because they got what? They got one more in Canada, right? For Collision.
At least one more, if not two.
If that continues, I mean, you got to do it because it's going to make money. He's going to do what's best for business.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. All right. Up next was Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Swerve Strickland. I think I got both the names right in that one.
you did good. You did
Conviction. Tanahashi picks up the victory with a high fly flow. There we go.
It was a good
match. Yeah.
I think both of these guys are awesome.
Yeah.
I like Swerve as a single. I don't like him in a faction, but whatever. Tanahashi's just one of the great talents from New Japan and can go and work with anybody. I am super stoked to see how him and MJF work together. I really am.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a good match regardless. After the match, MJF's music hits, but he doesn't appear, finally showing up on the big screen. MJF says there's no way Tanahashi is dumb enough to think MJF would be there in person. He's here to tell Tanahashi that the only way he agreed to their match at Forbidden Door is if it opened the show because he wants to get out of Canada as quickly as possible. He tells Tanahashi that he isn't on the level of the devil.
Short and sweet. Loved it. Loved it.
MJF, we've always talked about how good he is on the mic, but he seems to be getting better and better each and every week.
See, he's 20 what? 26 now?
Sure, let me look real quick.
I think
questions I don't have the answers to.
Well, I think when this all started, when he started getting big, I think he was 24. So we're 2 years into it. So he's got to be close to like 26, right?
27.
27. All right. You tell me, and I know you and I would have been young, what other professional wrestler in our time was 27 years old, that skilled on the mic, that skilled in the ring, which he's better on the mic than in the ring, but he's still damn good. What talent at 27 years old in our lifetime would have been the same? There is one guy that comes to mind. And let's see if it's the same guy that you have.
Well, Orton was good on the mic at that age.
Yeah, but Orton was hated early backstage because he was an arrogant punk.
Well, yeah.
So there's only one guy to me that comes to mind. I'll tell you right now.
Face or heel?
He was both.
Austin was over 27 when he really hit his, wasn't he?
He was in his 40s.
I was going to say.
Yeah. No, it's The Rock.
Yeah, okay, I had The Rock, but that seemed too easy of an answer, so that's why I was like,
it was The Rock. And then if you go back, and I've watched enough documentaries on the guy, I think Flair didn't take off till his early 30s.
Yeah.
You know, because Flair had the plane crash and blah, blah, blah. I think Flair really took off in the territory days in his early 30s. So, I mean, you're comparing MJF with arguably the greatest of all time right now at 27 years old. I mean, come on, guys. He's gonna write his paycheck. There is no bidding war
Yeah.
of 2024. Tony Khan's going to give him the damn Jacksonville Jaguars just to keep him in AEW. He's got to.
Speaking of, while we're off on this tangent, I want to go down a rabbit hole. You sent something that ended up being from a fake Twitter account.
That was so fun. That was so fun. Sorry.
But here's the interesting part. All right. I knew it was a fake account, but you always search things up anyway. They've been asked to stay quiet regarding their contracts. And this is the elite that I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
Tony has asked them to stay quiet about their contract status with the company.
I don't know. I really feel with Punk coming back, I really feel that the counterfeit Bucks and Omega, in the back of their mind, okay, even though they know what could make them tons of money, right? I think they made enough money.
Yeah, so it's that Wendy's deal.
Yeah, a lot of money coming in. I think in the back of their mind, when their contracts come up, they're gonna do their due diligence and shop themselves. Do I think they will leave? No, I don't. Do I think they're gonna make phone calls and put their names out there? Abso-freaking-lutely. And if TK did not bring Punk back, I think they would already re-signed an extension.
Yeah, because here's something that I've noticed. I've watched BTE since before AEW was a thing.
Yep, I watched it too.
Every time their contracts would start to come up or get close, the way BTE would shift a little bit. And we're starting to see that again. We're revisiting a lot of the same materials.
Wasn't it when their contracts came up with ROH and New Japan? Didn't they have the ticking clock?
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. But they also did it ahead of the AEW announcement as well. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how much reused material we start to see in BTE the closer their contracts get. I
do not see them leaving AEW. I really don't. I know they're probably not happy with Punk. I think that's well known. Dax Harwood even took to Twitter, says, look, I know I'll get some heat for this, but if there was some big name that was unhappy after last week's Dynamite, why don't you be a man and step up instead of go to Uncle Dave? You know, he made that tweet. So, we're getting played like it's professional wrestling, and we're all hitting it hook, line, and sinker. Or these guys are literally that soft and getting butthurt.
I think it could be both. I think they are a little bit butthurt over it, but I think they're using that then to play everybody else.
They should. They're smart
enough.
Look at it. Look at what they did. Look what they created. If you think about it, AEW basically was created off of a YouTube vlog.
Yes.
I mean, if it wasn't for the Bucks, and then
there would be no,
and then getting Cody involved, I mean,
they wouldn't have done All In, which eventually led to AEW.
Which I love looking back at that first All In show. I mean, you had the dick wrestler on there,
and
he came out with a bunch of dicks, inflatable dicks.
Yeah.
You had Rey Mysterio on that show.
Yes.
You had Flip Gordon on that show. You had Marty Scurll on that show. You had an NWA Heavyweight Championship match on that show. It's actually quite comical to go. It's not comical. Some of it is, the Dick Wrestler stuff. That really bit that guy
Well,
in
yeah.
the ass. No pun intended.
Right.
But yeah, you can look back at that show. Then wasn't Jericho dressed up as Penta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, came out as Penta. I mean,
Yeah.
great show. We all watched it.
It was Forbidden Door before Forbidden Door.
Yeah, because it was
When you look back at those names,
it was a true independent show. Even though I think it was produced by ROH guys, it was a true independent show that sold 10,000 seats.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how many
Do that,
matches are we into
Stanford.
Collision so far? Have we got the predictions yet?
No, we're at Andrade El Idolo versus Brody King.
Lot of tape. A lot of tape on the old shoulder of Andrade.
Yeah. Yeah. Technically, Andrade gets the victory due to a disqualification, thanks to Buddy Matthews coming out and attacking Andrade. Not very often you see a DQ in AEW, but we're starting to see them.
This one worked out really well, though.
Oh, it did. It did. And Julia having the mask,
Yeah.
perfect touch.
No,
Perfect touch.
I thought it was a great end to the match. What a moonsault Andrade did.
Oh yeah.
Backwards over the turnbuckle onto the floor. That was a big
Yes.
one.
That was.
And what do you think about Andrade using his wife's finisher all of a sudden?
It works for her. I don't know. I'm fine with the figure 4, but bridge into the figure 8 just seems wrong.
Why?
I don't know.
Is it because it's Charlotte's? I think it plays well for Charlotte.
It does. It fits Charlotte perfectly. That's the problem. I don't know if maybe it is. I don't know. It just seems wrong for him to do it to me.
But does it give his – obviously, we're going to get a little bit of a program between him and the House of Black. Does it give the House of Black a little fuel in their promos to say you're using your wife's finisher? It has to, I don't mind that.
Buddy did it last week. Of course, it's his girlfriend, but, they each kind of did their significant other's finisher. So I don't know. If they're going to do it, they got to be prepared for Andrade to fire it right back at Buddy.
Which works because Rhea and Charlotte have had a great history with each other.
Yes.
And I think I don't follow it much, but I think Charlotte's been off TV for a while, right?
She was there yesterday.
Okay. There you go.
Had a match, and then Asuka attacked her afterwards. I don't remember if she won or lost, but
I mean,
I don't know.
Let's let their contracts expire and let's have a Andrade Charlotte mixed tag versus Buddy and Rhea in AEW. Let's have that at Forbidden Door.
I'm all for that, but I don't know. I'm just not a big Charlotte fan. Never really have been.
I think she is probably one of the best performers WWE has when it comes to the women's division.
I'll agree with you on that. I'm just not a fan of hers.
I thought
she can go, she can work.
Yeah.
She's fantastic in the ring. I just am not a big fan.
Well,
yeah.
We agree to disagree, Paul.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Are we ready for predictions?
No, it's Christian Cage's turn.
Oh, I fast forward through this shit.
You didn't miss much. Him referencing himself as the TNT champion.
Yeah,
he kept having to remind himself and others that Luchasaurus was actually the title. Christian does. This is where you should have watched it. Christian alludes to Cody Rhodes and says he will take the title to new heights and says that he and Luchasaurus will remain the face of TNT now and forever.
Dumb.
Okay, he didn't really allude to Cody. He said, "No more open challenges. You have to crawl and scratch your way from the bottom to the top and prove you want this."
Well, if you're gonna scratch your way to the top, then you're going right past the TNT title and you're going to the AEW title. So that was a dumb statement from his ass.
Well, his goal is to make the TNT Championship more prestigious and sought after than the AEW World Heavyweight title, which is exactly what Cody said when he won the TNT Championship, which is why he held open challenges.
Next.
So, yes. And that's a video package that airs for the various matches and competitors in the Men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament bracket. I did not agree with this video package whatsoever.
I don't agree with the brackets, but
I don't either. And one thing that
we talked about that on Wednesday, but it's just
yeah. And then you had Roderick Strong on there, and he's like, "This is a tournament for my trainer, Jim the Anvil Neidhart." And I went, "No, it's not."
No, it's for Owen Hart.
Yeah, that just kind of like ruined it for me. I hope he loses right off the bat. I hope it's a Sheamus, Bryan Danielson WrestleMania with AJ Lee style match. All right, I'm sorry. It ruined it for me for Strong. I mean, if he would have said, "I'm going to win this match in honor of my trainer who worked with Owen," that would have been one thing. But to say this is for him,
would have been Owen's brother-in-law, right?
Yeah, they're all related.
Somehow.
Every Hart is related except Julia. She's no relation.
There you go.
Speaking of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, for the women, we have Willow Nightingale taking on Nyla Rose. Willow picks up the win.
Fast forward through this match.
Yep.
After the match, Nyla Rose.
Nope. After the match, Willow is surrounded by the Outcasts, including a returning Saraya. Sky Blue runs down with a steel chair, gets in the ring, and the Outcasts retreat. Social media, I'm sure, is going to be blowing up Sky Blue tonight. She was a little chilly.
What do you mean, Paul?
Just that. You could tell she was chilly.
Okay. Well, they had the AC on there in Toronto.
Yeah. It was Toronto. They probably just opened a window and cooled it 50 degrees in a heartbeat. Shout out to Toronto's cold air. We'd love to have some here in Indiana right now when it's 95 degrees.
We love Toronto.
Toronto's number one. All right. Next, we see Scorpio Sky backstage, which was nice to see Scorpio. Yes, he reintroduces himself as one half of the first ever tag team champions, the first face of the Revolution, and a 3-time TNT champion. And he did all that as a shadow of himself. Scorpio Sky is back, and he's about to show everyone who he really is. I'm excited.
I like this promo.
I did too.
I thought it was really good by him.
I'm a big SCU fan, so I like all three of those guys.
I do, and I know Christopher Daniels is still performing a little bit on ROH, kind of taking a back role with AEW, which I think the guy has a brilliant mind. So what a great asset he is. And Kazarian
left the company.
He's back in Impact, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So he renewed his contract and shortly after asked for his release because he just didn't feel the company was going the way he thought it would go.
I mean, it's Impact, for crying out loud. So,
well, that's where he's at now.
Yeah, it's still Impact. Yeah, I was with you. I loved SCU too, but I love the promo. Scorpio Sky in the ring is maybe one of the top 5 athletic guys in AEW.
Oh yeah,
and produced right, he could be a really good top mid-level guy in AEW. So
Oh yeah,
glad to see
hands
him back.
down.
And he was
Yes.
injured, correct? Right?
Injured, and then like Miro and Thunder Rosa, they just really didn't have anything for him. So he kind of got set back, and TK said, "Look, I'm working on something. Just give me a minute." And this is it.
Perfect.
Up next, squash match: Powerhouse Hobbs versus Jeremy Prophet.
I
I wonder if he, I wonder if he prophesized his loss to Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah. I just was really high on Hobbs until he got into that whole QT Marshall BS. And every time he comes on TV now, I fast forward through the shit. So
QTV, baby, QTV.
and then have you noticed, speaking of QT, have you watched any of his stuff about him going down to AAA versus Penta?
No.
All of a sudden they're pushing QT as just this badass heel stalking Penta, and they're gonna have some not a first blood match, but they're having a gimmick match down there, and like they're pushing, like if you watch any of the AAA stuff, which I have to translate it to English, but they're pushing him as just like this badass heel, and I'm thinking, if you watch any AEW stuff, you're just gonna like, you kind of laugh at it, I guess. But maybe the people that get AAA down in Tijuana and Mexico, maybe they don't see a lot of AEW stuff. So, but yeah, they had this whole big thing where Penta had a stalker, and the stalker ended up being QT. And of all people, I can think of a lot of scarier people to stalk Penta, because Penta's a big dude. He's not a small guy. But yeah, let's if we're gonna have a stalker. I mean, I can see him being a creepy fuck, but I mean,
well, if we weren't explicit before, we are now. Welcome to Saturday night.
I said it twice. Get off. Yeah, whatever.
I just got to blow you shit.
I know. Well, it's Saturday night. It might as well be.
Saturday night's all right for fighting. And speaking of fighting, main event time.
Hey!
CMFTR and Ricky Starks take on Bullet Club Gold and the Guns. And the two teams come down to the ring, including Punk, who gets audibly booed, as you mentioned earlier. And I didn't catch this at the time, so I'm glad it ended up in the notes. Kevin Kelly mentions, "We're not in Chicago anymore."
Yes, he did. Hey, real quick, before we get into this, what a hell of a job I thought tonight Kelly and Nigel did tonight.
Oh, man, they are fantastic.
They are awesome. And guess what? They don't wear a freaking mask.
Yeah, but now if Regal comes back, who's he going to talk to? He always talked to the big man in the mask.
I don't know. I think Masked Man has done a lot better job of late. Last year or so, he's done good. But
yeah, he's improved.
At first, we had a guy on there that wasn't wearing a stupid freaking mask. Anyways, Excalibur, you are a lot better than you were a year ago. You do a damn good job. I'm okay with it. But Kelly and Nigel McGuinness kicked ass tonight.
And don't forget, a year ago, when Excalibur started doing commentary, well, more than a year ago, but his partners were Tony Schiavone and JR.
Yeah.
When you've got those two names, you can't be good on commentary. There's no way.
Schiavone's okay. JR, man, I love the guy to death. I mean, I say that. I've never met him in person, but I mean, he's a freaking legend. We all know that. It just, he struggles. Let's put it that way. He struggles nowadays.
Well, now, yeah.
But,
yeah.
I mean, I think Excalibur and Taz Man,
work
I
well
think
together.
those guys work awesome together. They bounce off each other perfectly. And then Shivani. So I think it's a good crew now.
And if you look back, about a year ago is when they added Taz to commentary full time. So
Yeah.
that's about the time you started liking Excalibur.
About the time I started on this podcast, too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Fill in that never went away.
I used to be pretty harsh on some of those guys. I used to call Omega, I used to call him Jazz Hands, and I used to call him Cassidy Pockets. All those guys have grown on me in over a year.
Yeah. Excalibur, you used to call him the douche in a mask. Okay, maybe not to that extreme, but
I still call Luchasaurus Dino Douche, but
well, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you on that one. All right, so
did we talk about the main event?
Main event, fantastic main event, went about 23, 24 minutes. Bullet Club Gold and the Guns pick up the victory, which I don't think anybody truly saw coming except everybody.
Yeah, I kind of saw it.
Like I said, nobody saw coming except, well, everybody.
Yeah. It furthers the storyline with FTR and the Guns. I'd love to see a Punk, Jay White little feud, but I know Starks and him are in there. Freaking, oh gosh.
That guy.
Juice Robinson. That's the name. Why did I want to call him Finley? Because he was with Finn Juice, right?
Yes.
But Juice Robinson, I thoroughly entertained by that individual.
Yes. So, of course, you missed it because you fast forwarded through this part of it. But Majin joins us as he does normally on Wednesdays. He says, Christian shitting on the Leafs in Toronto was awesome.
You darn hockey guys. I mean, who talks about hockey on a wrestling podcast? Come on.
Oh, I was waiting for you to start talking hockey. Well, I figured you'd bring up Marty now.
Shit. Marty texted me earlier today and said, hey, give me a break this week on the podcast, will you? I was like, all right, anything for you, Marty, you legend.
Uh-huh. And then you and Chris had a conversation, right?
Which Chris?
The only Chris you know, Smith.
Oh no, not that Chris. Actually, the Chris that introduced me to Marty McSwirly, his name is Tonkin, and Chris Tonkin. He's a car dealer up in Canada, and that's how I got involved in this Canadian golf outing thing that I think I'm going to play again in November. And I'm going to make sure I take my picture with Marty McSwirly many a times, hammer drunk. And that's just going to be like, I might do a podcast where it's just me and Marty. Like my voice is in the background, but I'm just going to have a picture of me and Marty right here. And that's all you look at for a whole podcast. Because I know he'll be at the golf tournament this November, and I'm going to take my picture with him. Hammer drunk.
Yeah. Hammer drunk.
Just to prove a point.
You heard it here first.
Because he's a legend. I don't give he's better than Gretzky.
Man, you're going to make people mad on a Saturday night. Oh, thought we only did that on Wednesdays.
Yes, and well, I know a lot about hockey. There's 7 rules in hockey. You know that, Paul? Did you know that, Paul? There's 7 rules in hockey.
Yeah, do you know all 7 of them?
Not a clue.
Okay.
Marty broke all 7 of them, damn it.
All right. Now, here it's time to get into the stuff that you've been looking forward to for the last 45 minutes. And that is predictions.
I got many notes. So
Majin says, let's not go that far.
Oh, wait till I send that. I'm getting my picture taken with me this November.
All right. Let's
I will tag him in every social media post known to man.
All right, Shep, you ready to get into this?
Hold on a second. Give me.
Okay.
Hold on. Give me.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk for like 30 seconds?
Oh, talk for 30 seconds. What am I going to talk about for 30 seconds? I don't know. The fact that Tanner is not here again because he is out bachelor partying it up. He will be back with us again Wednesday. Maybe Shep and I will take Wednesday off. Who knows? But yeah, I do have his predictions. So he is going to defend the title at Forbidden Door. All right, good. I rambled.
Whew. I was
I said,
getting a little low, so I had to get me a backup beer.
I said we may take Wednesday off and make Tanner do the whole podcast by himself.
Well, because he's not going to be the champion.
Exactly. So he can come on here and boo-hoo cry about how he lost.
Well, I think I got a perfect. I'm going to run the table.
No, okay, good. Because I'm not.
Oh, I'm running the table. All right, so you let's do this. You pick the first match, or you go down the match, and then you throw Tanner's out there, and then you and I alternate back and forth.
All right. Well, let's get started. There are a total of 14 matches. We are predicting 11 of them. 3 pre-show matches were introduced between 10 o'clock and 10:30 when we got on here. So we're going to ignore those 3 matches. They're still going to be great matches, but they will not count towards the titles. So let's get it off the bat with our first pre-show match for the Women's Owen Hart Cup Tournament, Athena versus Billy Starks. And Tanner has Athena for 5.
I got Athena for 4.
I've got Athena for 3.
That's all about the same.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I like Athena right now. They're pushing her hard in ROH. I think Athena could be a main event women's star in AEW. I really do. I think she's athletic enough. We don't hear her a lot on the mic, but I think her in-ring work could really push her to the top. I like her a lot. I liked her a lot in NXT as Ember Moon.
Yes.
But I think she's better now as Athena. So,
all right. Next match is for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Kenny Omega defends against Will Ospreay, and Tanner has Ospreay for 4.
I have. Oh, your turn. Sorry.
I have Omega for 2.
I have Ospreay for 3. So we're running this back from the Tokyo Dome back in January, which could have been one of the best professional wrestling matches I have ever watched with these beautiful blue eyes in my life. It was.
Oh, you're talking about yourself.
Yeah, I'm talking about myself. I got blue eyes.
I don't know what color eyes you have. Jeez.
I got beautiful.
Go make this weird.
Yeah, I matched in my shirt. Anyways, their match at the Tokyo Dome in January was stupid. It was absolutely stupid. I don't know how they can top it, but I think it's time to put some type of belt around Ospreay. So yeah, I love Ospreay in this match, which will make it one of the first match, obviously.
Up next, a singles match, Bryan Danielson versus Okada. And this is a dream match. And Tanner, let's see here, where is it? Sure. Has Okada for 1.
I have Okada for 5.
I have Okada for 4.
Well, no, I like that you guys agree with me on this because I feel that Danielson has worked himself up his dream was always to do the G1,
Yep.
which I think he still will do at some point in his life. So I don't know. I just feel him coming into this. We haven't seen him a lot on television. We've seen him on commentary of late, not a lot in the ring work. So I feel like this is going to be a stupid match. They're going to beat the living tar of each other, but yeah, man, I like Okada, and then I like Danielson trying to run it back at some point. So
Okay. So up next, we have a gentleman whose name I cannot pronounce. And he would be the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Sonata. There we go. Hey, real quick, I just caught this. I thought you would enjoy this. Majin has Athena for 69.
Not too much. I love it. That's
Never too much.
Never
too much.
I mean,
may only be 11 matches, but hey, we'll give her for 69.
Hey, Paul, I'm going to say this thing and you're going to giggle. 69. See, it makes everybody giggle. You cannot giggle.
Especially when you've had, a nice drink.
Okay.
All right. So how are we pronouncing this again?
Sonata
versus Jack Perry for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Tanner has Sonata for 9.
I got Sonata for 11.
I have Sonata for 5.
Wow. I mean, look, I thought this was a really odd pairing when they announced it. And then reading afterwards, New Japan came to TK and said, hey, look, we want a really big star to go against our heavyweight champion. And he threw out Jack Perry. Nothing against Jack Perry on this match. I think he could be a great star, but he's got a long way to go yet, guys.
Let's be honest. He's not winning this title.
So no way. No, I mean, could you imagine now? I could see this in TK's mind because TK's nuts, right? Let's be honest with that. Between coffee and cocaine, TK is nuts. That's an assumption. I'm just joking, guys. Just joking. Probably a lot of more coffee than anything, but I could see TK lobbying all of a sudden his first title ever is the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. I can see TK lobbying for that. It's not going to happen, but I can still see him in the room going, man, this might be a good thing. Like curly hair going everywhere, sipping coffee, but whatever. I still think Sonata for 11.
Okay. All right. I was working.
That was a lot there. Sorry, Paul.
Yeah, I was working ahead while you went on. So,
hey, Paul.
What's up?
69.
All right. Up next is a singles match for the AEW World Championship. MJF takes on Tanahashi.
I love saying that name.
Tanahashi.
What a great name.
And Tanner has MJF for 10.
I have MJF for 10.
I have MJF for 10. Well, it's not coming down to MJF on who wins this belt. That's for sure. Oh, man. I was hoping that would get me, secure me my victory, but I guess not.
No.
All right. So up next, we've got Les Suzuki Gods taking on Sting, Darby Allin, and Naito. And Tanner got Sting, Darby, and Naito for 6. As do I.
I got them for 8.
All right. At least you got a little more on it. But I don't know. This is not looking good.
I think this builds. I think this builds the feud for a Jericho Sting match at All In, right?
Yes.
Which one's in Europe?
All In.
All In. And then what's the following week? All Out?
All Out.
Yeah. I think Sting does. I think we get a Sting Jericho and All In Europe in front of 60,000 in Wembley or whatever they're going to sell. So this starts the feud. So, yeah, Sting and Darby, Naito over Suzuki. Which Suzuki, I feel like when he comes to the States, he has a couple matches where he wins, and then like the end, he does the job. So
yeah. All right. Should we do the next match?
Why wouldn't we?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know if you had more on Suzuki or not.
No, I do like Suzuki.
Okay.
I think that dude's a badass.
Up next is a 10-man tag team match where we will see the Blackpool Combat Club along with Takeshita and Yumino take on the Elite, Eddie Kingston, and Ishii. And Tanner went with the BCC for 3.
I went All Elite for 2.
All right. Well, this is the match that's going to screw me then. I went BCC for 8.
I don't know. I'm so confused. All of a sudden, we're going to get the Elite with Eddie Kingston, which I love Eddie Kingston. The guy is as real as they get. And then he brings Ishii. I think I'm saying that right. And him and Ishii have had some just wars. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the only thing coming out of this feud really big will be an Eddie Kingston Cesaro again for the ROH title. I think that they're pushing that. Eddie's coming off of hernia surgery, I believe. So, yeah, I think this will be a 20-minute match with shit going on from everywhere in every direction, backstage, on the ring, in the crowd, in the concession stand, and plus some more.
All right. Up next, we've got a men's Owen Hart Cup tournament match where we will see CM Punk taking on Kojima. And Tanner has Punk for 11. Unfortunately, so do I.
I have Punk for 9.
All right.
I think it's a great match, actually. I think
Kojima's it's going to be stellar.
Kojima's a freaking legend. Now, Kojima's 52 or 53 years old on his, well, we could say on his way out, but look at Jericho. But, I mean, he's still 52, 53 years old.
52.
Punk, he's 52. Okay. At one point in time, I think if you look it up, they considered him one of the best professional wrestlers in Japan of all time. So, I mean, the guy probably can still go. At one point in time, he was the best. So, I like that they paired him with Punk. I know there was some other wrestlers that did not want to work with Punk in this pay-per-view. That's their personal choice. So,
yeah,
whatever. I'm actually excited to see this match. So,
I think it'll be a good match.
Yeah.
All right. So, real quick, I got a question for you. I think we talked about this on Wednesday, but after talking about the Punk match, who are you going with to win the men's Owen Hart tournament?
Oh man, I think I was all over Punk, wasn't I?
Okay, I can't remember if you were Punk or Hobbs.
Now, unfortunately, Hobbs is in a really bad spot right there. So, yeah, I don't like.
You think Starks beats him, or do you think it'll come down to Punk Hobbs?
No, I think it'll be Punk Starks.
Okay. All
because
right.
I think those two could put on a heck of a match.
Yeah.
So
And it'll be good. So yeah.
I would
All right.
rather see as a fan taking
Yes.
all the betting or whatever out of it. I would rather see those two in a match for the finals than a Punk Hobbs at all.
All right. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Up next, we've got a four-way match for the AEW International European Hardcore US North Canada. Oh, wait, sorry.
24/7.
For the AEW International Championship, we'll see Orange Cassidy take on Zack Sabre Jr., Shibata, and Daniel Garcia. And Tanner has picked Orange Cassidy for 2.
I'm going Shibata for 1, and I don't know why I picked him. I think I think they got to take the belt off of Cassidy. He's beat up. He's been beat up for like 2 months. I mean, that's been well known. Um, I don't think they put a dual championship on Sabre Jr. I mean, he's definitely not taking the pin in this match.
Right.
I think Garcia's taking the pin in this match because
Yep.
he's been shit stained of late. I can't stand him. He's awful.
Throwing the hips.
Yeah, no, he's awful. So, yeah, for some reason I see them putting it on Shibata. So, I mean, I only put 1 point on it, but that's my pick.
I'd pick Cassidy just because last pay-per-view he screwed me. So, but only 1 point. So I have no problems with Shibata winning it, but I figured if I pick Shibata, Cassidy will win it. So I'll pick Cassidy and let Shibata win it. Up next is a singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. We'll see Toni Storm to defend against Willow Nightingale. Tanner went Toni Storm for 7. I went Toni Storm for 9.
I went Toni Storm for 6.
All right.
Now, I think Willow Nightingale in the next 18 months will be an AEW Women's Champion.
Oh, yeah.
She's that good. I like her a lot. I really do.
Yes.
And I know she wasn't supposed to win this New Japan Strong title because Mercedes got injured. They ended up putting it on her, but that I think that girl can work, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what she can do in the next 12, 18 months. But yeah, she will be champion for sure.
And the last match on the card, Adam Cole versus Tom Lawler.
Which is such a random. How did they put this match together?
Yeah, I know. I looked up Tom because I didn't recognize the name. Retired mixed martial artist.
Yeah, he's the only MLW guy on the card.
Yeah.
Which I love. Again, it's Forbidden Door. And I know we were thinking of New Japan, but we get an MLW star. He's one of the top guys in MLW, and just throw him in there with Adam Cole, baby. So
yes, and Tanner went Cole for 8.
I went Cole for 7.
I went Cole for 7.
I'm pretty sure all of our picks are damn near the same.
I
mean,
yeah.
I'm sure Tanner will go over it tomorrow when he sobers up, but we're
I've got them all wrote down here.
It'll come down to the Elite and BCC is what I think, right?
Well, I picked Omega. You both picked Osprey. Otherwise, yeah, it'll come down to the BCC Elite because Tanner and I both chose the BCC. You chose the Elite. Otherwise, yeah, pretty close. Cassidy's match could cost somebody a title again.
Yes, stupid. Well, yeah, there you go.
There you have it. Our picks, ladies and gentlemen, for Forbidden Door, which will air, 8 o'clock tomorrow night?
8 o'clock is the main card. I'm thinking pre-card starts at
6?
6.
Okay, so in case you're wondering, Shep, we have 4 pre-card shows or matches now.
Yeah, what are those matches? I didn't see those.
The Athena Billy Starks that we talked about. We made predictions for that. United Empire, Jeff Cobb, Kyle Fletcher, TJP versus Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Gunzunteig.
It consists of Shingo Tagachi, Bushi, and Takahashi.
Hey.
We'll see Stu Grayson in a singles match against El Fantasmo.
Okay. We
don't need another
to on whatever.
Another 6-man tag match where we will see the Mogul Embassy take on Roppongi Vice and El Desperado.
So who's there for the Mogul Embassy?
Swerve, Leona, and Bishop Khan.
Who has not been in the Mogul before, right?
I don't think so.
Whatever happened to little Brock Jr. and the baseball guy with a bunch of tattoos all over his flipping face?
They vanished.
Trench. My name's Trench.
They just up and vanished.
Yeah, well.
No talk of them.
Well, I'm sure no Major League Baseball team picked up that dipshit, so.
Well, if you remember, it used to just be the Embassy. And then you had Swerve's guys. And then, like, when Swerve joined the Embassy, it became the Mogul Embassy.
Right. Yeah. Dumb. Stupid. Swerve needs to be on his own. Maybe with a manager, I get it, but whatever.
Majin is asking if that is for the titles. I don't see any titles on the line in the pre-show.
How do we not get a tag match for either title, IWGP or AEW?
I don't know. I was expecting one.
How do you not do that?
Because you want to have 7 6-man tag matches and a 10-man tag match.
Stupid.
Well, let's see. 6-man, 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 10-man. Yeah. There are a total of, including pre-show, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 singles matches. The rest are either the 6-man or the 10-man tag or the 4-way match.
So we don't have a true tag team match.
Nope.
I don't understand it, but again, I'm sitting here in small town Indiana. Yeah, I'm sitting here in small town Indiana, just criticizing the heck out of TK and New Japan Wrestling, and they got a lot more clout than me, but whatever.
Yeah, well, it happens.
But still, you don't have a tag team championship match on this stupid card. Come on.
Nope. Not even trios.
I don't care about trios.
No, I know. I'm just saying, you've got
New Japan always has trios matches, like if you ever look at their cards going in, if you watch on the dirt sheets and see their cards, they have plenty of those. But like literally, how do you not have a tag team championship match on this card, let alone a true tag team match? Come on, TK.
You've got 3
Have some
6-man
more
tag team
espresso.
matches.
Come
You
on.
could have had at least one trios match.
How do you not have FTR on the card? It's Forbidden Door. It's your third biggest card of the year. Third biggest card, right?
Yeah. Majin says New Japan does more trio stuff than tags anyway.
And he is 100% right. He is 100%
Yes, he is.
right. But guess what? This is AEW. This is Northern America. We're in Canada, whatever. Give us a true tag team match.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Dumb.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for the matches. We've got 11 of them that we've made predictions for. Be on the lookout. Hopefully, before the show starts, Tanner sobers up enough to put these together into something fancy so that you can see who we've picked and you can follow along and see who ends up being the KOP predictions champion. Hopefully, one of the two men you see on the screen.
It's going right back there. I don't know what happened last time, but it's going right back there.
Orange Cassidy. No, I don't remember. Majin says normally he'd agree with you, but the card is fire even without it. And I agree, it is fire.
It is. Not disagreeing with this card. I love
it. But
this
give
card.
us one tag match. True tag match.
I mean, let's be honest. Back in the day, we had tag matches before we had trios matches, 8-man tags, 10-man tags. We had a true tag team match. I mean,
Survivor Series matches.
Yeah. You know what? You asked my boy Dax Harwood, because he's my boy. He doesn't know it yet, but me and him are boys.
Yeah, you guys share tequila all the time, don't you?
Man, and that fucking tequila he made me drink. Oh my god, that stuff is stupid good. Like, nobody should drink that tequila. It really shouldn't, because you all be addicts. But anyways,
did you go get a bottle yet?
Yeah, I had a bottle and then I drank it and it's gone. Whatever. That's another story, Paul. But no, seriously, like before Survivor Series, we had true tag team matches. So how do we not have one of the biggest cards of the year and we don't have a true tag team match on the card?
New generation.
Well, there's nothing wrong with looking at some cards back in the 80s. Those guys knew what the hell they were doing.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah.
So I think with that, because it's not Wednesday night, so we will not be talking Cody.
Oh, no. We didn't get no Cody shit, but we probably should do Wrestler of the Night and rating of the show.
Yeah. We could do that. All right, Shep, who's your Wrestler of the Night tonight?
Dax Harwood, for sure.
See, I didn't even have to ask you. I knew who it was going to be because he
close.
Actually wrestled.
Close. It was him or Naito.
All right.
I love Naito when the entrance came down and got in Jericho's face. It was really, really good. But dude, Dax Harwood with the mustache, the guy is just so damn good. He's my boy. I'll tell you that right now. So Dax Harwood, Wrestler of the Night, go for it.
All right. I'm gonna really throw you off here and pick somebody that I've never picked before.
Okay.
And they weren't even wrestling. I'm going to go Julia Hart because let's face it, the House of Black looks intimidating, but they all wear the face paint. Julia Hart looks intimidating without face paint. I mean, seriously, if you were walking through a dark alley and you looked ahead and saw the woman walking at you the way Julia Hart looks at people and walks, you're going to run the other way.
I mean, she can look at me. I think she's kind of cute. So,
Shep likes the goths, huh?
if she wants to stare at me, I mean, it is what it is. Have to get a little tough with her, but whatever.
Majin is picking Andrade for the night, and I would have picked him too.
Andrade, I love Andrade. I think he is a hell of a performer. So,
if I wasn't going,
his in-ring work is just stupid good.
Yep. If I wasn't going for the creepiness that Julia Hart brings, I would definitely be picking Andrade tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
rating.
What do you rate the show?
Oh, I get to go first.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna say something that makes you laugh.
You're gonna go 6.9?
No, you.
Oh, okay.
Quit being an immature person, Paul.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
Tonight's rating 7.9.
Ooh, man. I'm right. I'm 7.8, and here's why. I'm 7.8 because of the crowd.
Yeah.
If we did not have that crowd, I'm low 7s, high 6s. But I thought the opening segment and the ending segment, the crowd made that show, made me excited. So I'm going 7.8. You're going 7.9. Tanner would have been
8.5.
No, I was going to say Tanner would have been 8.1, 8.2.
All right. He'll have to let us know how close we were.
Yeah.
Oh, he hasn't even seen the show yet, so
No, it's Tanner. He loves the crowd. He's a cheap.
He is a crowd boy.
He's a cheap pop. He's a super cheap pop.
Majin says something we talked about on Wednesday that we kind of predicted, and that's 2 back-to-back weeks. And in his opinion, Andrade's matches stole the show, even with the DQ finish.
No, I don't disagree with him tonight at all.
No, I do not. We were talking Wednesday night that Andrade stole the show with Buddy last week, and we knew he was going to do the same thing this week with Brody.
Yeah, I thought him and Brody did a great match. Couple of high spots, and then the finish was perfect.
Oh yeah,
with Buddy Matthews sliding in and taking care of it. So
yep.
No.
Yep, and we'll continue to see these guys battle it out. I'm sure we'll see soon Andrade versus Malachi, and then we'll get the full 3-on-3 feud.
Yeah, we will. So,
although I'm looking forward to Julia smacking the assistant whose name escapes me right now.
Oh, it'll happen.
Jose?
I think it is
Jose. I don't know.
I think you're right.
It sounds right. Jose, the assistant, probably. I don't know. Who knows? All right. Anyway, that's it. Majin says Andrade needs backup, though, which, yes, we were just kind of talking about that. I'm sure he'll get it probably next time. So with that, be sure to follow the Kicking Out podcast on all social media at Kicking Out Pod. Be sure to check out the Kicking Out podcast merchandise store. You can check out Pro Wrestling Tees, search up KOP, or you can go to kickingoutshop.com and pick up your merchandise, whether it's a hat, t-shirt, coffee mug, whatever. We've got a little bit of everything there for you.
We do.
Yeah. Be sure to follow Tanner Lee on social media. I think it's at Tanner Lee 92. I don't know. Nobody cares about him. He's not here tonight. Be sure to follow one of your. Wow. Oh, I'm kidding, Tanner.
Poor kid's out there trying to get his his bachelor party done. Hopefully he's not making bad decisions like I would. But I mean, it is what it is.
Majin does agree. It is Jose, so we were right there.
Jose.
Be sure to follow a possible future KOP predictions champion, Austin Shepard at the Shep27. Be sure to follow me because I know I'm not going to win the belt this show. I've already come to that realization, and I'm just kind of along for the ride. Paul at Paul Zartman 921. Almost forgot the at symbol. Shep, I blame you for this.
Yeah, everybody's got the at symbol.
Yeah. So with that's going to do it for this special edition of the Kicking Out podcast. Join us again Wednesday as we see who our champion is and talk not only Forbidden Door, but AEW Dynamite right here on the Kicking Out podcast.